Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Factorio and our Bat Challenge. That is the Bob's Angels 1000 Challenge. That'll do nicely. Right, so we've got that bit. It's kind of like backed up and it's ready. We've got the liquid plastics and stuff like that we're looking at. I've got lots and lots and lots of materials here, and we've got just about everything that we want at the moment being made. We've just kind of got to get on to the next stage, and this is going to be another big supply thing, right? I've got a little bit of liquid plastic already that is coming along, and we've just got to wait for these numbers to start building up a bit. But they will start building up while we are busy working on stuff over here. Now, if we have a look in this side, that mud is already using up. Right? I've used up the stack of 200 I had in there. I haven't got any more stacks of 200. It's all gone. And if we take a look in here and just see where all of that soil is disappearing to, yeah, we've got the soil coming in here for the wheat farms, and then we got soil coming down here for this wheat farm as well, and it's being used up. We are needing also soil for the greenhouses in here, and I mean we've got that. Well, it's for the seeds. That's coming in through as well. So I need more soil, in which case I'm going to need more mud. And right now, the water treatment plants that we've got, it's the washing plant. We don't have the washing plant level 2. I don't think that we are actually in a position to have the washing plant level 2. When we can have it. Oh, we are. Oh, right, that's brilliant. Production block 2, which we've got, and electronics block 2, which we've got, plus the construction and fluid blocks. Those are no problem at all. Right, those are easy to make, and it also gives us washing for geodes, which is really good. But it's the washing plant too. The speed, their crafting speed is 0.5 of a second. These crafting speed is 1.5. Wait. What was that? Oh, that's the crafting time for actually making. The crafting speed is 2.25. Crafting speed in one of these is 1.5. So it's a considerable increase in overall speed, which means that we produce a lot more mud. And that's all we want really from this little lot right here, is lots and lots of mud. If we can produce loads of mud, that's fantastic. And this seafloor pump is producing plenty. We don't actually need to worry about that one not producing enough water. It's able to produce all of the water that we could possibly want for in here. And you can see there, thin mud water and water coming in. And then we got the saline water going out. Saline water is coming up into this one, and it's being siphoned out, and the clarifier is sort of taking care of any excess. So all of those bits are fine. So as soon as the advanced silicon smelting is done, we'll start working on getting that so that we can boost that up a little bit and get some more stuff coming out of it. In the meantime, we've got to start working on our next thing, which is, I think it's silver ore. I think we want to be looking at making the silver ore. So there's two different ways that we can get to the silver ore that I see at the moment. The first one is the mineral sludge, which is going to be our most likely one right now, but the other one is through crotinium chunks, and you can get silver ore coming out of that when you process the chunks. Crotinium we would need. Givelite is the other one that we can do, but we don't quite have that one yet. And then you've got these various purification and crystal things, which we don't need to worry about. So making crotinium chunks can be quite good, because you can get a couple of different things that we might want. You get the crotinium chunks, can be sorted, can be refined further prior to sorting for gold and titanium, and it gives us silver, which is good. You get these light green geodes, which can also be useful for things. Plus, chloric wastewater which, again, would be that's another useful thing that we might be wanting. It takes crushed crotinium. You need crotinium for that. Now, over here on this island, we've got 200 million of it. And down here on this island, we've got 82 million of it. So we have got some available. It's just we're gonna have to build a bridge over to go and get it, but it does look like it would be reasonably safe. And, of course, the other method is, at the moment, I believe the simpler one, and that is just to make mineral sludge. We can do that by making slag slurry, and then we get that and sulfuric waste water. And the sulfuric waste water is obviously something that we would quite like to get. That's processing 2, that's processing 2, that's other things. And you make crystal slurry from the geode processings. You get the geodes from other things, which is another good way of, like, getting materials. And then you've got thermal water in there, which you process. But we don't currently have... There's thermal water there. There's 8.8 million thermal water. Over here is 34 million. So there you can do stuff with the thermal water, but it's not something that we can do right at the moment. It's also not something that we're going to concern ourselves with. So it's slag slurry, purified water. The water's easy. We've got that. Coal filters, those are easy. You need filter frames and coal. Filter frames are easy enough to make. You just have iron and steel and you make a filter frame. And then they're reusable as well. So you don't use up masses and masses of materials trying to get them. At the slag slurry, we have two different... We've already looked at this, I know. We've got slag with sulfuric acid, and we've got crushed stone with sulfuric acid. And we are going to want to use both lots, because we've got both lots of materials. Mostly we've got the slag, but we do have a bit of crushed stone that we're going to want to process as well, which I am going to deal with. Now, I've got various... supply routes for slag at the moment. It's coming in from all of our different processes, and we've got a massive storage system up here, so I don't want to kind of interrupt this. I don't want to be putting the slag that I've got left up here. We've got 600. We've got an awful lot of slag up here. I've got like 800,000 of them already, probably close to 1 million slag on the map. So I want to increase the demand for that going into these warehouses, and then I'll take it out of this warehouse up here, and this is where we will process into slag slurry. Now, we've got crushed stone as well that we also want to deal with. I've got some crushed stone going into this one, and that one is actually completely full. And then I've got crushed stone coming over here and going into there. We've got some crushed stone that gets turned into regular stone that then gets used for other things. It goes, and it's got a few different processes, including being turned into bricks over here. So that's one use of that we want. And then I've got another one over here where it's all being turned into landfill on here. The thing is that I'm using quite a lot of the landfill, so I don't necessarily want to interrupt that. And I don't think I've got that much more. Well, I have got more crushed stone. I've got crushed stone coming out here, and then I've got regular stone going into these. I've got more crushed stone coming down here, which is then heading off and being used in some other processes. Point is, I gotta be a little bit careful when it comes to extracting crushed stone. I don't want to pull out too much of it and, like, starve other processes that are using it. We have got more slag than we know what to do with here, so the slag is kind of the important one. That's the one that we really want to be working on. And I still need to up my game a bit on this one right here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head over to that one first, because that's still not running clear yet. We get over there, and we will just make a few slight alterations to how that slag is being dealt with. The crushed stone, we can have a look around the processes on that once we get the slag processing set up. And then we can kind of deal with that. So it's this one right up here. We've got all of this. Like, we're a little bit choked with this. There's just a little bit too much slag coming in here. So I've got that one. These are emptying. Those are going to become empty and obsolete. Same as these over this side. I've got that one is now completely empty. That is no longer part of this system. It is gone. I've got 10 warehouses there. Now, what I don't have right now is I've got, that's Giverlite silo, Crotinium silo, 256 storage, coal. So what's the standard silo? 256. Okay. Sure if that goes with anything extra or not. But we've got these warehouses right here. And it is possible later to have the warehouses and upgrade them. There's some nice upgrades on them. Logistics warehouses. Now, I'm not up to that yet. We've got a long way to go. But having passive provider warehouses... Oh, that's quite a... That is a thing of beauty, that is. That is genuinely a thing of beauty. But it's not something that I can do right now. So what I do want to do is this is just going in a long line. I want to add in more of these. So I'm just going to get rid of the power lines from these points right in the middle. Actually, that power line can stay where it is. And what I want to do is I want to move these going into the up position like this all the way along. There, like that. And then I want to take power poles and I want to drop them right into the middle of all of these. Like this. There and over to there. And then I want to change these over like this, so that I've got more of these that have actually got materials that we can go and use. So I want to put that one down there, and I want to put another one down over here, like this. Put some power poles on there. And that's now given the robots a little bit more access to some of this. Plus, I want to take more off of this belt. That's the next thing that we want. We've only got 2 that are shoveling stuff off of this belt. And they're shoveling enthusiastically, don't get me wrong, but they need to be doing more than that. So we will go into here to start with, and then that one I'm going to have my collection from the side like that. So we're dumping into this chest right here. That is going to help things out a little bit. And then I'm going to also put another one in underneath it. That one's going to go right there. So then this one, the drop-off point is going to be... Drop-off point is going to be up there. Which that puts it into that chest. And then the collection point... It would be better if it was down there. Actually, that collection point can be there. No, it can't. It's not going to reach. Okay, that one's going to have to extend and shorten. I don't really like it doing that. It's going to have to go... Like, I can't put it over too far. It's going to have to go down to here. I mean, it can go right to the side. It can go there. It could actually go up there, like that. Right, but it's shortening and extending each time, which takes a long time for it to do anything. Basically means that it takes longer. But this chest is full, so it's not like it's able to remove things from there particularly quickly until all of that lot starts emptying out as well. And then it'll just speed things up a little bit. Right. It's a bit of a mess, this. We'll eventually get rid of it. Most of this will eventually be removed once we've got enough slag being picked up and removed as well. We have also, like, all of the slag areas further up now. These are now being kept completely drained. They're completely empty. We don't have to worry about them clogging up or building up any kind of a backlog. But what I do still want to do is I want to have more of these. I got all of these. They're full. They're all full. Everything's being delivered into here. And it's being delivered into here. It's just not coming out of this warehouse fast enough. That's kind of an issue, that is. It's not coming out of here quick enough. It's coming out of the others faster. So I need to add in, like, a little bit more. We basically, I want to copy that bit there, and I want to drop it down over here. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. And copy. Except that I don't want to copy that. I want to... Well, I do. I'll just copy it like that. Right. I'll take that. I'm just going to drop it in here onto... Like... It doesn't really matter where I dump it, I suppose. That one can mouse... Yeah, I can go over it like that. Shift-click that one down like that, and then if I go in here, I've got 2 of those. I want to make 2 more. So I have these. No, I only want to make 1. Okay, well, I'm making 2, so that's fine. So I will put that one down, and I'll put that one down there, and then I will go with inserters on there like that. You're not supposed to be there. And then I will put a power pole in here. So we've got all of the demands on there. We've got 10,000 on each. And I also need to have a remote charger on there. Power pole close to that one. Power pole close to those. There. I need to go and get some more charging stations in a minute. So that's... that bit all kind of like laid out on the ground. I've got a few more pieces coming in together right in here. We've got more slag coming up. So we can extract the slag from these warehouses and we'll put them up this way. And they'll all roads lead to Rome and all warehouses lead to this one right here. And then we can take that out and we can move up and then we can start processing and turning it into the right materials. With mineral sludge, slag, slurry. Ignore the crushed stone one. I need sulfuric acid up here and slag. So that's all we got to do. And then we can process in a liquefier or we can do it in a chemical plant. The liquefier time to craft in a building is 2 seconds. These are much smaller though. And it's actually better to use the liquefiers, I think. They're smaller plants and it'll do the job a bit quicker. But we need to get sulfuric acid up here. It's the only thing that we need, isn't it? At the moment, we just need sulfuric acid. Purified water, we're also going to want to get that, but we can do that a bit later. So, at the moment, I need to get the sulfuric acid that I'm making all the way down here, and I need to get that shipped all the way up to the top. Now, I got 48,000 sulfuric acid in there, and I need more sulfuric acid than I've got just there. Now, I'm making more. I'm making sulfuric acid right here. And I'm making that from this sulfur dioxide gas. And that's a bit slow coming in, that is. Sulfur dioxide gas, I've got the oxygen coming in. And then I need the sulfur, which is coming out of here. And we make the sulfur with this in here. And that one, why are you stopped? The barrels are... The empty barrels. The empties are back... That's a problem. The empties are all backed up. Why are the empties all backed up? This isn't quite working the way that I wanted it to. Which means that I'm going to need a second belt. We're going to have a separate line on here. Because it's still bringing some of these in when it shouldn't be. Right, I got to get over that way. I've got to bring the sulfuric acid back over here anyway. I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to do that at the moment. I'm thinking I will probably do it on a barrel belt rather than piping it over. But I'm not 100% certain at the moment. So what I need to do down here... I've got empties there. Well, although no, it's not the empties aren't the problem, are they? Let's get all the way down here and just have a look. I've got those. I've got a spare supply of these. I got those right there. Empty sulfuric waste barrels. Yeah, that is the problem. It's the empties. It's not working quite properly with the empties. My system that I had set up, where it's supposed to just top up a few extra barrels when it really needed it, just here, is apparently not quite right. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to empty that one out, and we will just keep this system exactly as it is, and instead I'm going to just have to take this one up like this. That's not going to fit through there, so I'm going to have to get rid of that one, and instead I'll have to put that one there, and I'll have just that one, and then we will take that belt will go there to get rid of that power pole a second, and then we'll have a regular belt that will come up this way and come in there like that. Right. That's where it went wrong. I believe... No, that wouldn't have been where it went wrong at all. That would have been fine. So input priority, I want to go here on the right-hand side. So it's only going to take the empty barrels from that side, and it'll only top them up when they get empty. So that should be fine, and I'll stick in a power pole here, just in case there is one that was needed across there anywhere. And so that is now going to allow those barrels just to move up a little bit. I may have to empty a few of them out just to make sure that this starts running again properly. Let's run all the way back down here. I am going to have to empty a few of these out. So let me go there and just pick up a few barrels like that. I need more. I gotta take more empty barrels out. Too many in here. How can I do this? Let's have a little think about this. I know what I can do. I know. It's not a perfect solution, but it is at least something that we can do right now. I'm going to put a chest down. I'm not going to put the chest there, though. I'm going to bring it back up this way. And I'm going to go next to where the barrels are being made. And I'm going to put a chest down right there. And into this chest, I'm going to put those barrels. And then next to here, I'm going to extract several empties like this. And I'm going to dump a few more onto there. So I've just got a few barrels in my system. I don't need to have loads of them, but I've got a few of them in there now that are just kind of like out the way, and they're not going to cause any problems. So then if we look down here, I mean, I don't think that the empty barrels were actually the issue on here. I think it was just kind of like almost working like we had stuff lined up in the pipes, because if I get a whole... like, I don't have the sulfuric wastewater. That's where our major problem was lying, is that I don't have the sulfuric wastewater. So possibly this was working just fine, but now I've got a few extra barrels that will come in up here, so that should also work out just fine. I need more sulfuric wastewater. And it's not that I need that, it's actually that I need sulfur. Because the sulfuric wastewater is just like one part of it. So we're backtracking through quite a few of these different things, and we want to go here. So sulfuric wastewater, which is what we're doing. Now, there's an interesting thing I've just found out. When we get this one unlocked, I don't know when it will unlock, but you have 50 sulfur dioxide gas, mix it with 80 hydrogen, and we can get 5 sulfur from that. Go back. And then you have 1 sulfur, and you mix it with 60 oxygen, and you get 60 sulfur dioxide gas. So what we essentially have is, when we've got this tech unlocked, we've got a bit of a loop there that we can go and use, which is going to be a very, very handy loop for us to have. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got this tech yet. It doesn't actually tell me what tech it is that I need to unlock. It's not going to be sodium processing. It's not giving me a clue as to which techs it is that I need to unlock to get these. It's just saying sulfur on here. And that's a little bit of a nuisance. I mean, I've got sodium processing there. It could just be a sulfur thing in here. If we search in here for sulfur, I've got sulfur processing 4 right there. We've got sulfur processing 3. Hydrogen sulfide gas and oxygen. That's a bigger one there. Sulfur processing 4. Acid gas, sulfur air scrubbing. Doesn't seem to be those ones. I'm not quite sure where these other ones had come from. Water chemistry? I'm a bit confused now. Coal cracking. Coal cracking is quite useful. Chlorine, no. Sodium processing is another one that gets sodium and sulfur out of it. You get chlorine in here. Right. Maybe we've already got it. I'm just really confused. It says you make it in a chemical plant, so I'm just going to have a look and see what we've got in this chemical plant that we can go and make. Sulfur right there, hydrogen sulfide gas, and oxygen. I need hydrogen sulfide and oxygen. I can do it with 1 sulfur and oxygen gas in there. I've got lime and sulfur dioxide gives... no, that gives lime and sulfur dioxide if we have calcium sulfate and purified water. I can make sulfuric acid from dioxide. I can make fluorite ore. Well, I can't see it in there, so I'm not quite sure I know where it is and what's going on. There is the hydrogen sulfide gas. That is that one right there. Hydrogen sulfide, 25 oxygen, and that makes sulfur. But there's another one, and that's 60 of this and 40 oxygen, and that makes sulfur. So the hydrogen sulfide gas, this comes from a number of different methods. We've got a green metal catalyst and acid gas, and we're not actually using that yet. We get hydrogen sulfide, we get carbon dioxide, and we get hydrogen fluoride. Hydrogen fluoride is not something that we need very much of at the moment, but it's something that we might want later. The easiest one is to combine 5 sulfur and 80 hydrogen gas to give 50 hydrogen sulfide. Except that seems like a backwards kind of process, because 60 hydrogen gives 3 sulfur. And then we use 5 sulfur to make 50 hydrogen sulfide. So, yeah, we kind of don't want to do that. I'm looking at this. See, that one up there, it's like different recipes up here. I'm not quite sure which way round I want to be doing stuff. I mean, we're going to be getting sulfuric wastewater coming back from our slag slurry process. So we'll be getting some that'll be recycled in one of the processes that we're going to be doing. Natural gas does produce a little bit, but that's not something that we're going to use at the moment. The multi-phase oil is obviously producing a some. And then there's a few of these washing technologies that produce sulfuric wastewater. This one here, crushed coal with purified water, gives coke and sulfuric wastewater, which is a really good one. We want to do that. In fact, I thought that I was making coke here somewhere, wasn't I? I was making coke with... There. I'm making coke here at the moment, but I'm doing it by burning this. So I'm not actually getting any other process from it. I would like to change that process so that we get sulfuric wastewater coming out of that. So we want to head down to there. And that's going to be our first step. First thing that we're going to be making. We'll look into here. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.